Today I fucked up by misinterpreting the CEO's arm gesture in a job interview, and then locking arms with him as if we were best friends forever. Update, oh my word. I've been invited to the second round of interviews. Obligatory, this happened yesterday. The memory still makes me cringe and cry. I had a job interview with the CEO, in person, despite COVID. I was super nervous, as per usual. Maybe even more than usual, because I really wanted this job. I tried to calm myself down, but by the time the interviewer showed up I could literally feel my heart beat in my throat. He, 50ish/M, walked down the stairs towards me, in his nice suit, but stopped halfway down. Figured the interview would take place upstairs, so I got up to meet him. And as I was walking up the stairs towards him, he put his arm up, and his elbow out. And my brain just sort of went error. I suppose it could have only meant two things. It could have meant, A, please take my arm, milady, so I can escort you to the room as if we're strolling down the promenade together, or, B, please give me an elbow bump, since we can't shake hands, which is really not an uncommon gesture at all in the Netherlands. So what did I do? Yes, I went with option A, and I eagerly locked arms with this strange man that I'd never met before in my life, as if saying, yes, good sir, let's go for that stroll. And then we just stood there, arm in arm, halfway up the stairs, sheepishly staring at each other. I wanted the earth to swallow me whole. I just didn't know what to do next, and I don't think he'd fully understood what had happened, so neither of us moved. When he'd finally gathered his senses, he said, I meant to give you an elbow bump. After which I quickly put as much distance between us as I could and mumbled, right, yes, that makes much more sense. Because it did, let's face it. And then we had the interview. Too long didn't read. I got so nervous that I misjudged the CEO's arm gesture during a job interview, and locked arms with him as if we were best friends forever. Why am I like this? Edit, 1, typos edit, 2, I don't know if I got the job. I'm not hopeful, but I'll keep you guys updated. Prospect number 17, qualified and intelligent, but watches too much Bridgerton. 100% accurate. Please update on whether or not you get the job. Will definitely do. Edit, got invited for a second interview. Presenting my portfolio in next week. Smile. On the bright side, this has me absolutely cracking up, and the visual is great. If nothing else, you definitely made an impression and can't say he won't remember you. Also, this is totally something I would do. I hope you get the job and the two of you can look back and laugh someday. Congratulations on being the most memorable interview of the day. That may help when it's time to hire. This guy will be telling the story of that interview for the rest of his dang life. How did the interview go after this awkward encounter? This guy was such a hero. He started talking about the weather and such until I looked less panicked, I think, and then we spoke for over an hour. So I'd say it went okay. Today I fucked up by accidentally hitting on a customer. Not a long story, but as a New Year's resolution I told myself I would make an effort to compliment people because it always makes me feel good when I receive one. So this woman comes in and she's really nice and friendly, and as I'm making her coffee we are having a chat, and she has this huge belt that is absolutely covered in those sparkly jewel thingies. So I say, I really like your belt, it's really shiny. She smiles and says thanks, so I go, I wish I could pull it off, not thinking that it could mean something else other than I wish it looked good on me. She blushes and looks down, and when I finish her coffee she looks at me and smiles and says thanks, so my assistant manager comes over and she's like, did you just tell her you wanted to take her belt off? My face goes red as I realize what I said. I explained it to my assistant manager, who just laughed and told me to think about what I say before I say it. TL, doctor complimented a customer on her belt and told her I wish I could pull it off. Edit, wow, I really did not expect this to take off. Glad everyone seems to be enjoying my mistake, haha. Also, I'm married, so there is no chance in this becoming a love story, as funny as that would be. This reminds me of a time I was working in a call center and had a husband and his wife on the phone calling about separate banking matters. Not thinking, I said, "Okay sir, I'll do you first and your wife later." His reply without skipping a beat: "Good luck doing my wife, it's been years." I was mortified when I realized how it came across. Savage husband. Okay, but we all want to know, did you get their number? Haha, no way. My wife wouldn't have appreciated that. A while back I was at register and a patient walked up to pick up his meds. Normally, I don't really pay much attention to attractive people. It's work, and I've been married 15 years. This guy was a lot of attractiveness packed into a short frame. He turned around to grab something he dropped and I 100% stared at that ass. Like it was a nice muscular ass but also had some jiggle. He turned back around faster than my eyeballs anticipated and caught me checking him out. The rest of that transaction was him amused and flirting, my co-workers laughing behind me, even though they don't know why he is flirting, and me basically dying because I'm never that unprofessional. Woman face palming, nice muscular ass with some jiggle. This is the first definition of a good-looking male ass that makes sense to me and that I can understand. Thanks. Accidentally smooth AF. This is something my husband would do. Today I fucked up by giving one of my twins laxtives. This happened yesterday. My twins are 3-year-old fraternal girls that recently graduated to using the downstairs powder room to go potty instead of the dump cups. Twin A has no issue with number 1 or number 2, but twin B is a different story. Twin B is a clencher. He holds her poop. I have a total of 4 kids and she is the only one to ever do this. Her pediatrician recommended Pedialax, stool softener for kids, make the job easier when the time came. So 2 days of OTC Pedialax and still no poop. Then comes day 3. Everything is normal and on schedule. Nothing out of the ordinary. Potty time comes and twin A is in and out in about 5 minutes. Twin B's turn. She seems tense. Like more tense than usual. She holds the potty seat on the toilet and locks her knees together. She's clenching. So to help the process, I hold her legs up so she has no way of clenching. She's getting upset and angry. I try to tell her to just let it go. Then I smell it. I pick her up and there it is. The largest poo I have ever seen in my entire life. I was shook. Clean twin B up and get her settled in the playroom. Then make my way back to the impossibly gargantuan poo my little princess dropped off. I didn't know what to do. If I flushed it, the toilet would definitely clog. I took a picture of it and sent it to my husband asking what I should do. He's an OTR truck driver and usually misses out on adventures like this. He calls me immediately laughing, joking that the poo looks like it's the size of Twin B's arm. He's not wrong. Then he tells me to break it up with the plunger. Well, that's not gonna work because not only is it long and poking out of the toilet water like a choco crocodile, but it also has some girth to it. I'm freaking out at this moment because I know what I have to do. I grab an old steak knife that no one loves and attempt to cut the poo log into smaller poolets. It's like clay. The smell is horrid. I start dry heaving. My 2 sons and husband are all laughing hysterically. This is hell. I'm in hell. I get it down to about 4 slices and toss the newly dubbed poop knife in the trash. Then, with plunger in hand, I flush. It went down no problem and now I am 100% invested in helping Twin B have a regular poo schedule. I am traumatized. Never again. Too long didn't read. To avoid clogging a toilet I chopped a record-breaking log of poo, courtesy of my 3-year-old daughter, into 4 pieces with a steak knife, which I quickly found out was my worst nightmare. Edit to add link to pictures. Click at your own risk. The horror. Well, there is officially 2 families in the world now that use a poop knife. Edit. Okay, I was wrong. I guess a ton of you gross people use poop knives. My oldest child was like this as a toddler. We had poop tongs instead of a poop knife. Be careful though, if they hold it in too long they can develop megacolon. It was awful watching my child go through that. I'm so sorry to hear that. Poor baby. I'm going to be extra vigilant going forward. Thank you for sharing. My 7-years-old was in my parents' RV and had such a large poop it wouldn't flush. She tried, then the brother tried, then my father. This thing just wouldn't go down. So my father sent her out for a small poop stick. Meanwhile the whole RV is filling with the vile smell of her bowel movement while she searches for the perfect stick. She eventually comes back with a 3-foot-long 2 inches diameter stick and is proudly waving it in the air. Not the twig we were expecting, but should work. Finally get the poop to flush and open the camper door to throw the stick in the fire pit. Must have had a little too much oomph on it because it hit the awning instead and landed just feet outside the door. Then we had to clean poop off the awning and move the poop covered stick to the fire pit with tears on our eyes from a combination of the wretched stench and laughter. Edit, thank you for the awards. Never would have thought my daughter's poop story would be my most upvoted thing on Reddit. Might be time to invest in a /r/poop knife. Lamau Reddit really does have everything. I had a thought of you holding the knife going, I know what I have to do, but I'm not sure I have the strength to do it. I ugly laughed at this, so thanks for that lol.